Hello, everyone. I am Tacit, and welcome to the Gems of War Campaign 12, Week 9, Day 2. So today, of course, we're actually already done with Journeys. It is, what, the third day of Journeys now? And, yeah, it's kind of already done. Main reason being, of course, if your guild has a bunch of people trying to go for 20,000, or you yourself, of course, you'll get a lot of points towards it. Almost the entirety of leaderboard is 20,000 at this point, or pretty close to it, at least on PC Mobile. And yeah, the main reason for that is there is an achievement for getting 20,000 points in a single journey event. This does require around 2,000 to 3,000 gems, so it is a little bit pricey. But if you want to go for it, there is that achievement. Otherwise, you'll get all this loot from guilds, as well as those 2 deed books, with the most noteworthy things being the 3 Imperials, 2 deed books, 6 purple color scrolls, and a few other knickknacks here and there. So overall, pretty good event. Has some pretty good drop table. And, yeah, we're kind of done now. We bought the tier 4, maxed out the pet. I maxed out the troop, maxed out the weapon. We're pretty much good to go. So I don't need to do anything more with that. Aside from that, of course, we do still have a billion different Zhul'kari events going on. We still have the Kingdom Pass going on. That will be slowly making progress on that. 10 crowns per day, just getting them quickly and explore. We do have Lucky available today. It's a repeat that's been around for a while. It's actually in the very first batch of pets that ever came into the game. But if you want to go and get more of it, or, you know, get it maxed if you haven't already, it is a pretty good one. EXP bonus is pretty nice. And aside from that, we do have the Legends Reborn thingy. So, of course, this gets reset every few days. The next one will end up being on, I want to say the Saturday? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, I believe it's Saturday. You'll be able to do the final set of battles. So we'll be able to do that then and get ourselves another max pet to go with all the other max pets that are available from this thing. And that's pretty much the game plan. Anyways, where should we start? Let's go to dungeons. Let's start with dungeons of all things. And see how we can do. Oh, that's not necessarily bad. Oh, that is though. No. No. Getting a checkered pattern. For whatever reason, the steers didn't tell me if I wanted to stay or go down. Yeah, I want to stay. Give me a stay. Alright, let's go switch to a real team. Get the Zhul'kari. That's not where Zhul'kari is. To the Zhul'kari. Anyways, hello everyone. Hope you guys have been having a wonderful week so far. Hello, Roman. Hello, Bill. Hello. Why is it not scrolling the right one? There we go. Hello, Barbara. Hello, Roman. Why is it still not scrolling the right one? Wait. 1 second. 1 second. I'll get this. Eventually. There we go. Hello, Bill. Hello, Barbara. Hello, Gimli. Hello, Logic Slayer. Hello, Tyrion. Hello, Henry. Hello, Emernator. Hello, Daddy Shark. Hello, Tyrion. Hello, Mr. Jesse. Hello, Isabel. Hello, everyone else. Welcome. We finally finished Hollow Knight earlier today as well. It was a pretty good game. Some of that end game there was definitely more interesting than I expected. Let's see. We'll throw down Zhul'kari there. I might do one more stream for some completion stuff. It's basically done though for all intents and purposes. Unless we're just going for like full-blown completion. Getting every little thing done. Let's see. Throw down Explosion. Still no Vault event. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened with Vault event. There was originally supposed to be one this weekend. And what happened to that, I have no clue. It's instead an arena event, which of course is pointless. As arena event does basically nothing. But yeah, I'm not sure what's up with that. It was originally supposed to be a Vault event. And it was changed a couple weeks ago to be an arena event, and it's still an arena event. Which is basically a non-existent event. Pretty much. No explanation and no Vault event? I know, right? Hopefully we'll have something soon. If nothing else, we do have the, what's it called event starting next week. The Lunar New Year one. I'm not sure what the cosmetic is that that we're going to get for it, but so far every other one we got a new cosmetic, and honestly, I've been really enjoying them. I wish they would do that more often. Obviously they are now with the event system, but I hope they keep doing it and not like just randomly stop. Being able to get more free cosmetics is pretty nice. I said, hello, Isabel. Welcome. Oh, Cookie sent you the link. Oh, what happened on the previous stream? Oh, yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Cookie got a couple funny clips from the previous stream. No, read above. Oh, sorry, I missed your other one. There will be a vault after Kingdom event ends. Wait, will there? Oh, wait, let me double check. Has it been updated? Oh. Wait. I haven't seen that one. Was that just updated on Terran's World the other day? Because last I checked, there wasn't one with Invisible Sight. Though, of course, they do update it when they can. Let's see. Was that mentioned on the forum? Because the thing here still doesn't mention it. Wait, was it mentioned on the forum yesterday? Oh, maybe that's what it was. Wait, let me double check. Because I haven't checked the forum all day. I checked it for the patch notes last night, and there was no patch notes unless it's up now. I'm pretty sure it did, like, literally nothing. Patch notes, yeah, there's no 6.75. Forum. Not that. Vault Arena, here we go. No, that's not it. Unless they commented on it. Information about bands? Is it under this one? Oh, was it posted on Kafka in one of these threads? Oh, that's what it was. Is it, like, buried in this thread? Actually, wait, if it was posted by Kafka, I could just click on Kafka's name. How do I get to Kafka? Show me a Kafka. I just need any Kafka comment, because for whatever reason, this isn't jumping to it. There we go. Update. We'll be running an extra Vault event weekend once the Kingdom Pass has finished. Okay, there we go. This way, everyone can play their usual playtime, but get the extra rewards during the event that otherwise wouldn't have happened. It also means you'll get an assortment of rewards from the gnomes in amounts more respective of your individual playtime, rather than us sending out just a bunch of compensation based on the average free gems earned per day, which is much lower for some players and much higher for others. So it's 200 gems for banned players, 50 gems for global comp, which means 250 for anyone who got banned, and an extra Vault weekend. How's it extra, though? We were supposed to have one this weekend. Date is still to be advised. We will announce it through the blog and blog like the regularly scheduled events. Also, we hear your feedback about our global conversation, not just for this issue, but for previous issues as well. And we will be receiving our compensation, or revising or reviewing our compensation policy to more widespread issues and updating them following this. And then probably a billion comments mentioning stuff. Which we'll not read through now because it's probably a mile long, especially based on how much distance is there. Wait, that's a lot of distance. Hold up. That's a lot of distance to get to the bottom there. There's probably like 30 comments there, if not more. But yeah, I'm not sure how that's an extra one. Because we were originally supposed to get one this weekend, like way back when. Because that's the actual interval that they should have happened. So to get one like after the Kingdom event, that's less than what we would have had by default. Let's see, we'll take that one down. And I'm pretty sure that's what most of the comments are. Based on what I saw just skimming there. And there was also even a post on it somewhere on the forum that I accidentally clicked on thinking that was the one. Oh, ooh, purple deed scrolls at a discount. Ooh. Enticing. I wish this was cheaper, though. I wish there was an easier way to get deed books directly. I hate having to spend that many to convert them into a deed thingy, even though the magic ones are pretty enticing. You know what? I'm still going to click it, though. I barely ever do. We're going to click it this time. We got enough gems. If we're going to waste so much on Dragonite, we might as well waste some on a scroll that's actually good. There we go. Anyways, next order of business. I guess we shall go do... Well, we can't do a world event because Journey's already done. So theoretically, both of those two are already done. The pet I don't need. So we can kind of just let it chill there. We don't really need to do anything with that. I guess we go for crowns already. It's kind of weird because we had so many things to do the other 2 days. Actually, you know what? Not crowns. We'll go do the other event. Let's go do it with like a Zhul'kari or something. I already have it set. But we'll do the Legends Reborn. And then we'll go do the crown thing. Maybe we don't have as many objectives to hit out today. I'll just run with standard Zhul'kari. So if the normal interval, we will get 2 Vault events in 3-ish weeks. I guess that kind of makes sense. Like within the next couple of weeks, we'll probably get 2. We won't know until the other mini update comes out as far as when the other Vault event is. So there is a chance we're getting 2 Vault events within a very short duration coming up. Like we're about to get a Vault event soon, and then like a few weeks later we get a Vault event again. So that is definitely possible. Though we don't currently know when the other Vault event is scheduled, so it's hard to tell for sure. But based on like standard, like Vault event happens approximately every 6 weeks. This Friday is the 6-week mark. Well, it's not like always perfectly that interval. A lot of times it is. Which I think is one of the main reasons for any amount of backlash towards it. Because not only did they have all the banning things, but the Vault event interval is not even the same as it was before. And they're doing an extra one, but given that there was already a delay, it's barely an extra one. Since the Vault event's already shifted back a couple weeks from when it was supposed to be. Hello, Cookie. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, we need more keys. And we need as many Vault keys as we could possibly get, particularly the orbs. But Vault keys, of course, with their wide range of loot's always great. Still one of the better keys in the game. Even though they mostly give you other keys. Hello, Dwight. Welcome, welcome. Okay, let's go for that over there. Get our Zhul'kari down. Kill that out. Get our kill. We don't have a good cascade for that. Let's take that down. I just realized I'm using the triple damage burning, but not the enrage. That shouldn't matter too much because oddly enough, this kingdom has almost no score reduction. It does have a couple skull dodges, but score reduction it doesn't really have. Of course, that also means we're not getting the 1.5 times damage. Oddly enough, that's not going to matter too much here. Because we're already one-shotting. You crafted your second Diamantia today? Nice. I still haven't gotten the brown dragon. Eventually. You'll loan you your third one. We'll get it at some point. We have crafted, I think, 21 or 22 dragons now. Still haven't gotten the 6th one yet. Actually, we might even be able to get another one today. Let me double check if we got enough. Because we may have. I'll check after this fight. There's a chance we haven't, but there's also a chance we have. So we'll check just in case. Let's see. Do we have enough? Is today the day we finally get one? How many do we have? We have... Where's our Dragonite stash? Nope, 334. Oh, we still got a ways to go. Though we just opened one the other day. Oh, that's not where I want to go. Where is the Legends Reborn? There we go. He'll trade some dragons for Volkies. Yeah, hopefully next patch will have some way to address that. They mentioned a while back that this patch around this time probably would. Though I'm not sure if it will or not. Though based on how it was worded before, it does seem like this next patch would be the patch that would address it, if it does at all. Otherwise, if nothing else, we do have Dragonite Gnome now. So hopefully that will just be enough to get it. If nothing else, at least we can make teams of 4 gem dragons. 4 gem dragons on a single team. For that situation that it might be viable. Which is literally none. Also, why did I do that? We already knew that would have no alignment. I was going to get a billion different pokes. This is Zhul'kari something. Take our red, get our conversion. Take our Zhul'kari. Hello, Clip Bomb. Welcome, welcome. Speaking of Vault event, how do you get verses? Verses are obtained by waiting for a Vault event. No, verses are obtained from verse gnomes, and they have a rare chance of occurring in most places where gnomes are found. Most notably, just spam explore. They have a really low drop rate, and realistically, you only can really farm them during vault events. You can farm them when it's not vault events, but their drop rate is exceedingly low. And during vault events, you can get several per hour. And once you get a set of 4, you can do a Nomapalooza for 15 minutes, which would only be done during vault events due to the higher rate that they get. So basically, you get them during vault events and you use them during vault events. While it is technically possible to get them outside of vault events, it is very minuscule. And you should only ever use them during vault events. And the next one, apparently, is after this Kingdom Pass. You just had a thought. If the devs keep adding gnomes to the gnome, or to the game, does that mean we'll get less and less vault keys and epic vault keys? No. Every gnome has the same drop table for vault keys and epic vault keys. So it doesn't matter how many gnomes are in the game, the drop table would still be the same unless they change the drop table directly. Or, you know, I mean by that as in as far as the accumulation of them. Because every gnome has the same drop rate for vault keys. Finding a specific copy of them can get harder in the vault key drop table. But realistically, you only ever need one of them and then use a blue orb on them. Yeah, Inferno King still revives a lot. There's a lot more ways to stun him now compared to before. Like, back when you were playing, Corvash was probably, like, the only realistic way to stun it. Or maybe Manicore. Now there's, like, a billion ways to stun. And one of them you probably don't have yet. It's Obsidious. Obsidious is a really great way to passively stun. And if you don't have that, Elementalist hero class is your probably next best bet. Obsidious has 4 times stun. And Elementalist has, like, stun while doing a billion other stats effects. It's almost like Essence of Evil, but as an extra turn ability. It's not exactly everything Essence of Evil does, but it does so many things that it kind of is. It's stun, freeze, entangle, and I'm missing one. Stun, freeze, entangle. I cannot remember what the other one is. Stun, freeze, entangle, and something. Well, I wonder if I forgot what the other one is. Stun, freeze, entangle. Oh, it's burn. Yeah, because burn's pretty irrelevant on it. But yeah, stun, freeze, entangle, and burn. Yeah, burn's the least relevant on it for one main reason. Elementalist does not have triple damage burning. So burn doesn't really do much, as there aren't that many troops other than Hero doing triple damage burning that utilize burn that well. Like, there are some, but they're generally not worth building around. So once we finish this out right here, we'll go hand out a code. You've been using Sentinel class. Sentinel's still among one of the tankier hero classes. One newer one that's actually surprisingly tanky that isn't Elementalist. Well, there's basically 3. Well, there's a lot of them. But Elementalist, Monk, oddly enough, and Sentinel are like the 3 tankiest hero classes. Elementalist because of its extra turn effect. Sentinel because it's just the most durable out of any. Just consistently. And oddly enough, Monk, one unique thing Monk has is it has the most immunes of any hero class. It is still missing some immunes that some hero classes have, like immune to silence. But the total amount of immunes that it has is higher than any other hero class in the game. While also having cleanse on extra turn. I said, hello, Lester. Welcome, welcome. What do we need here? Well, I guess we'll take the little explosion there. It doesn't explode much, but it exploded something. A little bit of value. Yeah, Dragon Gems, while not the worst gem they've ever added, has definitely been among one of the lower impact gems, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. So far, the lowest impact gem they ever added was Bomb Gem. The worst gem they ever added was Lycanthropy Gem. But this is basically the third worst they've ever added to Dragon Gems. Which to some degree isn't necessarily bad, because it's nice that it's actually balanced. And not broken beyond belief. But it's one of those under the category of it just doesn't really do that much. Oh, I needed that mana. And the main issue with it is if it's too far down on the board. And even if you're running a shuffle on your team, that doesn't guarantee that it's going to shuffle towards the top. They just died at Death Mark. That's funny. Web Gem is almost as bad as Lycanthropy. Oh no, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say it's as annoying. It definitely has an annoying factor, but it's only one web. It also doesn't apply stun, so you can easily just, you know, cleanse it off. Of course, not having a cleanse option can make it a lot more annoying. Like not having Orpheus set or something similar. Like you kind of have to prep beforehand. But there's a lot of times you can't even counterplay for Lycanthropy. Or is there still a lot of ways to get rid of web? Also, there's a lot of troops that can function under web as well. Where like they're webbed and their ability still does the same. Like Zhul'kari, for example. Not like he's gonna get it because he is impervious. But even if he does become webbed, his ability does the same thing while webbed. And there are quite a few troops that are like that. Actually, Centurion on our team is also like that. Leprechaun and Flame of Fur would get hit though. But Centurion and Zhul'kari on our team, if webbed, do the exact same thing when they're not webbed as when they are webbed. So there's quite a bit of counterplay to web, whereas there isn't as much counterplay to Lycanthropy. Evil gem idea? What did you mention? Team Shuffle gem? That would be really funny. Not even just Team Shuffle. A gem when taken... Or make it kind of like the wild card gem. Or, we're not the wild card one. Which one am I trying to say? The Wish gem. Make a Wish gem, but instead of being mana, when taken, it would either... shuffle both teams, or you know, it'll be like some kind of combination of shuffle the opposing team, for you know whoever takes it would do it to the opposite. So shuffle the opposing team, shuffle the board, or something else. Not sure what else you could put in there that's around that concept, but make it like a super RNG gem. That'd be awful. That would be really funny. That would not be a good gem. Though it would be a funny gem for like one day. Until it becomes the most annoying gem in existence. The mystery gem. A gem when taken will auto win or auto lose you the fight. Actually, that'd be funny. A death gem. A gem when taken will kill a random troop in play. Any of the 8 that are in play, or however many are left. It could be on your team, it could be on the enemy team. We'll just kill one at random. So if you don't have summon, well, good luck. Because that would encourage the use of summon. And it'd be pure chaotic. Which is basically one step above a Death Mark gem. Because a Death Mark gem would be, well, as annoying as Lycanthropy. But an insta-kill gem, now that would be fun. It would be annoying, but very fun. It would create only one. Whatever would create it. Make it almost like, what's his name? Azarus, where you can, like, target where it goes as well. A Devour gem. Not sure how that would work. Because Devour is normally attached to a troop. Whereas most of the effects aren't attached to a troop specifically. A Resurrect gem. That would be kind of cool. That's actually a mechanic I always wish was in Gems of War. That never got brought in yet. Which they might still do at some point. Though it'd probably be hard to code, which is probably why they've never done it. But yeah, a gem that can bring back one of your allies. Actually, Pokemon just did that in the most recent iteration of their game. It took them until Generation 9 to add the ability to do so. And it's actually so broken that it only has one use per battle. It's actually the only move in all of Pokemon that is one use only. Because it's that broken. I'm not sure how they would balance that in Gems of War. Though, in all fairness, reviving in Gems of War is not as broken. Just because, you generally... Like, your team just generally doesn't die. So reviving something just doesn't do as much value. It's the same reason why Summons is kind of underwhelming in Gems of War. In most situations. But the main exception being like Web Spinner. Or, you know, Weaver into Web Spinner. But your team just generally does not die enough to justify summoning. But the main exception being Guild Wars. But in almost every other context, your team doesn't tend to die enough. Like Guild Wars and level 500 factions are like the two exceptions to that. Oh, there we go. Another set down. And next one, I believe, is available on Saturday. Actually, we can see exactly. 2 days, 5 hours, 29 minutes. In other words, Saturday. Or Saturday reset time. And that's when we'll be able to go and get the final little pet there. It's only for a Tyree bonus, but, hey, it's another max free pet, so might as well. Speaking of which, let me go upgrade this little guy. And also, let's go hand out a code. Alright, let's go. Oh, no, don't. I hate that those are right there. I haven't misclicked them yet, but it's going to happen. Is 100% eventually going to happen, where I will accidentally misclick one of those and waste an orb when I didn't mean to. Eventually. Anyways, oh, we have an event key today. I should probably go grab that. But while we're doing this, let's go hand out a code. Where's my Phoenicia team? My other Phoenicia team. I'm not sure why I even still have that other Phoenicia team there. I never use that variant anymore. A swap gem trade? Wait, what? A swap gem trade a troop from each team. Oh, that'd be kind of funny. Though also very broken. Most of these suggestions are very unbalanced. Though they would be funny. Alright, let me go get you guys the code. Also, we got a fresh batch as well the other day. There you guys go. Use it on, there it goes. gemsofwar.com underneath the game code section. Your invite code can be found in your settings menu. Redeem code right over there in chat. It's a couple piece of random numbers and letters. And give the same word as always. 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, 2,500 gold. There you guys go. Enjoy. You know what? I might as well grab these shards. I don't really need more, but we're already here. We don't have many things to end up taking out today, comparatively. I think the only other thing I need is like 10 crowns. I feel like the other 2 days we had like a billion things. Yeah, today not as many. It's probably mostly because Journey event is done. Journey event is actually a surprisingly quick event, for the main reason being, generally speaking, almost every single guild you were ever in is probably going to have like one person going for 20,000. And if even one person in your guild is going for the 20,000 achievement, it makes the event get done super quick. And if you have multiple people in your guild going for 20,000, like you can have it done by Monday if you had like a third of your guild going for it. So just by the fact of that is generally enough to get it done very, very quickly, more often than not. Alright, let's go see if we can get our crowns real quick. I'll just quick kill it with, of course, good old Iron Hawk. Ah, where is he lurking? There he is. Remember when Devourer was added to the game and it messed up Essence of Evil status effects as Devourer? And it messed up Essence of Evil status effects as... Wait, was there ever a moment when Essence of Evil was like that? I don't recall that. Essence of Evil triggering Devourer? I don't remember that ever happening. The funniest thing I ever remember happening with Devourer is there was a glitch with Great Maul, or with all traits, where you could multi-trigger a trait within the same turn, within the same instance. So there were situations back when Great Maul had 15% and 10% chance to devour on Skull, which now it doesn't even have, and it was put onto a different troop and no longer functions that way. But basically, when it used that 15% and 10% devour rate, if you multi-triggered devour, you would wipe out an entire team with one single skull spam. Like if you make a cluster of like 20, 25 skulls, and Great Maul was in your first slot, you would 4 times devour the enemy team, assuming they had no immunes. And at the time, I'm not even sure there was immune to devour. I think there might have been. Or even if there was, if they didn't have any immune, just insta-wipe the whole team. I know for sure that was before dwarfs having that devour immune. It might have just been before immune in general. There's just quite a few things that have immunes now that didn't used to. Like mana burn, mana drain. I'll catch you later, Isabel. Have a good time. Alright, I'll take that over. A mana drain gem? Oh yeah, that'd be super annoying. Especially if it gave you mana. Because then you'd be gaining mana while lowering the opponent's mana. That'd be super annoying. Though it would be weird if it hit a random enemy. Like mana drain a random enemy every time you take it. Because then you could keep getting super unlucky and mana drain the same enemy like 5 times in a row. Even though they already have 0 mana. Though it could be super annoying if it was like drain 1 mana from all enemies. Like that sounds in theory weak. Like draining 1 from all enemies. But in practice is broken beyond belief. The main case for that is books. All the 6-colored books that are used for Guild War, they only have a 2 mana drain full AoE. And that alone makes them broken beyond belief. Just because it hits every single thing. Because it's surprisingly powerful how strong 1 mana drain even is. Because that's the difference between having full mana and not having full mana. So at minimum, you have to spend at least a turn, or, you know, at least part of a turn, getting your mana back up. Yeah, I do remember that from Puzzle Quest. I was almost going to mention that. But Puzzle Quest 1, and I think 2 even had it, though it didn't affect your weapon durability. But yeah, Puzzle Quest 1 and 2 both had a mechanic. I think 3 even had it too. Like all the Puzzle Quest games that they made, or at least the mainline ones, they all had a mechanic where if there was no moves left on the board would still get shuffled. However, everything would get mana drained. You and the enemy. Like, it doesn't matter who triggers the board not having any more turns, just everything would get mana drained. It's very annoying. And made the pacing of some battles glacially slow. Slower than the slow they already were. Yeah, Puzzle Quest 2 had an interesting way around it. Because even though it drained all your mana, it did not drain your weapon ability points. So even though all mana would get drained, your weapon ability points would not. Which made one of the strongest methods in the entire game just spamming ability points for your weapon. You never had to worry about it getting drained. How are we doing on crowns? We need only one more. Yay, there we go. Perfect. Wow, that went pretty quick today. Though, needing one more is still like needing a billion more. The all-elusive final one. I think we're almost going to gain a level. Technically, if we did this the entire stream, we actually would gain a level. But we're probably not going to do this the entire stream. Mostly just trying to do this until we get a single crown. Wherever it's lurking. It's out there somewheres. There it is. It didn't take that long at all. Fortunately, not dead yet. Oh, I could just take a skull. Whoops. Not a big a deal, though. Luckily, it surged. Yeah, there we go. Another objective done. And Spider's almost maxed, so I don't think it's going to be all the way maxed until, like, the 45th reward. It's getting there. Alright, so we have done now everything we need to do, unless we're going to go clear the pets real quick. Oh, no, might as well. I feel like I never go for spare pet food. Probably because we don't really need spare pet food. But we'll still go for it anyways. If nothing else, we do actually run out of the specific colors. It's just I'm nowhere near ever running out of white pet food. We could get no pet food for a year, and I'm pretty sure we'd still have white pet food remaining. Which is pretty much the case, because I've barely been ever going for pet food. It's just the natural reserves we just had forever. They just keep holding up. But eventually it will dwindle down if we never go for extras. You're down to 20 days left in January to get 16 plus levels. Yeah, it's not going to happen. So we're going to get it like early February. Soon, TM. Slowly but surely we shall get there. Is he gonna revive? Nope. Honestly, I don't feel like Inferno King has been as bad with revives lately. That is purely luck-based. I felt the same way when it came out. Like, a lot of people mentioned, like, he would revive, like, 5 times, 6 times in a row. It's like, I've barely ever seen him do that. And then one day he magically goes for, like, 7 revives on me or something. It's like, oh, it can happen. Because prior to that, it was like, I maybe saw him do, like, 2, maybe 3 max. And in one battle, he just decided, oh, I'll just do, like, every single possible one. And right there, there's only 1 revive. That's not too bad. Obviously going to do it eventually. A 1 dislike stream was not enough. Well, we're getting to levels at our own pacing. It'll get there. Eventually. Oh, I got 2 copies of it, though the number of copies don't really matter. Oh, you know what they still haven't added to the game? They still haven't added a disenchant all copies of pets option. And what I mean by this is, of course, when you have pets maxed, you have spare copies. And these spare copies you don't need. And with a click of a button, you can convert 1 pet into pet food. The problem is, there is no way to do this for every pet. So let's say, for example, I go by base rarity. If I can find where base rarity is. I guess it's just rarity because they're, you know, anyways. And you look at their numbers. You only need 1 copy of it. So if you ever click on one of these, you know, it'll give you 3 copies. But there's no way to do this for every max pet simultaneously. So if I wanted the 7 copies from this, the 2 copies from that, the 1, the 8, the 3, the 1, so on and so forth. If I wanted all those, I would have to manually click on every single one, click on it again, click on this, click on yes, have it convert, and then do that for every single pet we ever want to do that for. And that process would take like 15 minutes, if not more, which isn't like a super high amount of time. But they have so many other menus where you can just click 1 button and do it for like every troop. And I'm surprised that is one of them they have not added yet. Is there still no way to this day to do that for pets? It's probably a feature that will be added, you know, at some point. But as it currently stands, it does not exist. Oh, so the reason I clicked on Arena here is I wanted to check to see if we had an Arena started. The answer is no. And I want to keep it that way because we do have an Arena event this weekend. Wait, did I just immediately click reroll? Oh, no, this is a common. Anyways, retire. I also just wanted to check to see if we had the arena done. Because I want to make sure we have a clean arena for the weekend, as we do have an arena event going on this weekend. Is it going to be worth doing? Not really. Did we already do dungeons? Yeah, we already did dungeons. We had the weirdest layout ever. You know what we haven't done for a while, though? Let's open some Volkies. We keep having that orb number come up every now and then. And we've been neglecting our orb key killing. Or Volky killing for some orbs. We haven't gotten any good orb drops for a little while. Actually, where's my orb counter? There it is. There's still plenty of them out there. 1 HP. Oh, come on. I've only seen Phoenicia one-shot that, I believe, 2 times. Every other time is just slightly off. Put up a poll for what? New poll. Will Tacit hit level 1,869 days? We definitely will. That'd be almost impossible not to. With that high of a duration of time. We also technically already did a poll like that. On if we would get it done in January next month or March. And February 1, which is also the most likely time for it to occur in. Though March was 2nd. Or, you know, like March plus. But no, February 1, and it's also when it's actually going to happen. Ooh, major orb. Ooh, useless orb. Come on, I want to see one big major orb drop. Like a gold glory. Or a pet. Hey, we got strength. It's one of the newer tarot cards. And we've already seen it like 5 times. What does the gold glory do? Oh, there are 3 orbs. There was a bunch of orbs added last month. And some of them are lesser orb of glory, medium orb of glory, and greater orb of glory, or whatever they're called. I just called them bronze, silver, and gold. But basically, they count as the bronze, silver, and gold elite levels for a troop. And they should be used on mythics in order to give them a bunch of additional stats. And by a bunch, I mean a very small amount, but every little bit helps. They're very rare. On a minor orb, there's a 5% chance to get a the bronze one. And on a major orb, there's a 3% chance to get a silver and a 2% chance to get a gold. So no vault event for a month. Is it worth dipping below 1,000 Volkeys? They're not going to buff it again anytime soon, I would highly doubt. It'd be very unlikely. Like, I can't really see Vault keys ever getting another buff. They've done like 3-4 buffs to it in the last year. Or the last few years, I mean. Most recently, literally last month. Like, I could see Epic Vault keys still getting buffed. I don't really feel like normal Vault keys are going to get buffed anymore, though. It can't be worse than Ring Fit. I don't know, Ring Fit was fun. I would restart the series, but the biggest issue is due to how YouTube's algorithm works and how little viewership we normally get on it and how long the series would be to finish. Because it's not like something like Hollow Knight, where we can get it done in like 3 streams, 4 streams, and, you know, we're just completely done with it. We'd have to do like 50 to 100 streams. And the way that it would work for the algorithm would just be too weird. Because it would make everything else harder for people to view. Because if someone isn't watching the Ring Fit Adventure videos, it'll make it less likely that they will recommend anything that they actually want to see, like, you know, the actual Gems of War videos. Which is the only issue with doing like a long series like that. If we ever do anything, it has to be like a shorter duration. Like this weekend we'll be doing another new game. And it'll probably only last a few streams. It's actually one that's in early access. I was going to wait until it was fully released, but I figured, I might as well just do it now. Oh, aw. That's a 1% orb, but it's not a good 1% orb. We got an Orb of Power. Remember when those used to do something? I do. It's been a couple years. The big old Orb of Power. I'm probably more excited to see a single Nisha token in Explore 12 than I am to see an Orb of Power in the current state of the game. Oh yeah, I do find it funny. Some of the things that are the most viewed on this channel. YouTube's algorithm just hit them for some reason. I know, they really need to add something for Orb of Powers. I'm not sure why they haven't. It seemed like they were going to add something every year for it. And then they did for like 2 years. And then they proceeded to go like 2 or 3 more years without ever adding anything. Because if they did 1 per year, we'd actually be at the perfect amount right now. Because by now they would have consumed another 16 to 24 Power Orbs. And another 16 to 24 Power Orbs would put us at about 0. Which would be a perfect number, not counting our excess. But if they would have done another 16 to 24, look at that, that's exactly where we are. Because it's been about 2.5 years, I believe, since the last thing they added. It was in Rage Calendar. I can't remember the exact date, but I want to say 2020, 2021, somewhere around there was when Rage Calendar came into the game. And that was the last thing they added that required Power Orbs. Actually, does Gems of War database still have that? Let me double check. I might know the exact date. And by no, I mean a website might tell us. Let me double check. Gems of War database. I'm looking for timeline. Server error. Okay, there seems to be an error. Is that website even still up? I think that happened last time I was on that website too. Like an error when I got on it. Alright, anyways, let's go do what we're doing. Oh yeah, let's go do a few more Volkies. Let's keep it going until we do another 36. Get about 60 of them in there. Yeah, Orbs of Power for Zhul'kari is definitely the first thing you want them for. After Zhul'kari, you want Enraged Karandera. Then after that, if they don't add anything new, you could craft a second Zhul'kari. There are very few teams that use 2 Zhul'karis, but it can kind of work. I'm not a fan of them, but they do function. Yeah, I could search my own videos, true. We covered a video on Enraged Karandera around that time. That would work as well. That is very true. Let's see. I can even just Google it, or not Google it, but YouTube it, and see what the first thing that comes up is. Let's see, youtube.com. Let's see, Gems of War and Enraged Karandera. Gems of War and Enraged Karandera. Let's see. Oh, we're not the first one. Wait, was it only a year or something ago? Also, where on earth is our video? Wait, did we never cover? Oh, you know what? I don't think I ever covered a video on Enraged Karandera because I covered normal Karandera. So I never actually covered a video for Enraged Karandera. I never realized that. In all fairness, they're not too much different. But yeah, I never actually covered a video on Enraged Karandera because Karandera and Enraged Karandera are so similar. So it came out around, wait, it doesn't say the date. This is 2 years ago. I thought it would say the date. Yeah, September 22nd, 2020. So I was right. It was late 2020. Which means it's been, how long would that have been then? That would have been 2 years and 3 months. So I was right when I said about 2 to 3 years. Yeah, 2 years, 3 months is how long ago. Hey, there's our stream. Yeah, 2 years and 3 months ago would have been around the time. Interesting. Yeah, that's the last time they added something that required power orbs. Which means, hey, that's actually exactly how many power orbs we have. Because 2 years would be 16 power orbs if they added 1 per year. And I had 2 extras, which is, you know, about 3 months. So yeah, if they would have added a new 8 power orb mythic every month, it would have kept up exactly perfectly with the pacing of loot added to the game. Or at least based on how much we play. Whereas results could vary. But if they added 1 8 power orb mythic every year since they started doing that, it would be the exact number of power orbs we had. Not counting converting them from other orbs, because theoretically we actually have like almost 100 power orbs. It's just they're not converted. Like the lower resources just aren't converted into them. So even though our number says 18, we're actually sitting on almost 100 of them. But counting physical power orbs, it would have been exactly at pacing. Also, Dragonite Gnome, stop dropping. I still have not seen a single Dragonite Gnome in the wild. But we own like 20 copies of him as a troop. Which is kind of sad. Alright, 30 more keys. See if we can get at least one good drop. We have been getting some good drops, but no good orb drops. Like, I haven't even needed to update the numbers. But that's not true. We got a power orb. But does power orb even count? Does a power orb count as a good orb? It kind of does. It's 1% drop still. But I would consider that almost better than a power these days. So hello, Jason! Welcome, welcome. Its value has definitely skyrocketed down, that's for sure. Power orb, that is. And hopefully it'll eventually add a purpose for it again. Because it is never, ever, 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 under any circumstance, worth using a power orb. It's just other orbs are better to use. Mostly because of the nature of how upgrades work. Because what would you want to use an Orb of Ascension on? Generally, a Legend, if you're using a small blue to get it maxed, or something really low rarity that needs a lot, like for example, a Gnome that's all the way at common, that would want to go all the way up. However, despite that, you know, being common and legendary being like the two best targets, the inverse is the same for the other two. Whereas, which one would you want to use to get the souls maxed? You would want to use it on a mythic. And which one would you want to use to get the trait stones maxed? You would want to use it on a mythic. But if you use a power orb on a mythic, well, you don't get any of the ascension value. So you're wasting like the whole blue orb, basically meaning you're only using like the green and orange orb from it. So there's almost no situation where you'd want to use it. Because let's say you do use it like an orb of ascension, or greater ascension, and you want to go and like use it on a common. Well, then you're basically using it for the equivalence of, you know, common leveling, common traits. And you're getting like no value from that end. So regardless of how you use a power orb on a troop, it is a complete waste. Like, there is no optimal way to use a power orb. Other than crafting Zhul'kari, crafting Enraged Carandera, or crafting anything in the future that requires 8 power orbs. Like, that's the only way to use it. It's basically like a pseudo crafting material. Because its actual purpose is very low value. Relative to how rare it is. Yeah, I never noticed that. I never actually have covered a video on Enraged Carandera. Didn't notice that till today. It doesn't really matter too much. Because realistically, the video on Carandera is like pretty much relevant for Enraged Carandera as well. Because at the time when it came out, it was a little bit hard to get Enraged Carandera because you need Heart of Rage and everything. It was also when that one little controversy happened because it was actually consuming Heart of Rages. It was the first time something in the Soul Forge consumed something. And then they reverted it back, refunded everyone who got one of those. And fixed it. And now, of course, to this day, nothing gets consumed when you craft it. Because originally how they had it set up, troops would get consumed, even though weapons never did in the past. And they made it so troop also wouldn't get consumed. I'm not sure if that was their original intention for it to get consumed or not. But the end result is that troops do not get consumed when creating stuff in Soulforge. Similar to how everything else isn't consumed. As far as, like, you know, troops and weapons. Though it was the first instance that a troop was ever usable for it. But in the case of weapons, your weapon would never get consumed when crafting something. So they applied the same thing to troops as well. Which is funny because the number that you can create is still based on the number of troops you have. As if it's like a hard limit. But you can still craft as many as you want. Hey, Lesser Orb of Glory, our first thing that isn't useless. Unfortunately, it's only Lesser Glory, but honestly, I'll take that over almost anything else in the drop table. The only thing that might also be good is the pet one at 2%. Why did they stop making Power Orb-based troops? I have no clue. I would also like to know the answer to that. Did they get bored or something? I'm not sure. There's really no reason why they would have stopped. But it's been 2 years and 3 months since the last one, as we just looked up. We have gotten new boss troops every year, but we have not gotten new Orb of Power boss troops every year. Because that is something that they did do, and something that we assumed once the second one came out around the Carandera. It might have even been mentioned in the Carandera video, where it's like, oh, they're probably going to add like one boss troop every year. And that actually has happened. They have added at minimum one new boss troop every single year. Normally multiple. Like 2 years ago was 3 of them. This year, or 2022, there were 7 of them. The 6 gem dragons plus Diamantia. Even though a lot of people don't have them yet, they were added last year. We don't have any boss troops added this year yet, though. So who knows? Maybe that'll finally be the return to Power Orb. Also, I just realized something. OBS and my computer had an update, and my mic is still working perfectly fine. I find that interesting because as of lately, or in the past, whenever that would happen, OBS would like reset what your default mic is. And it would make it so I would either be muted or because it's not picking up on the right mic or any mic at all. Or it would make the audio all distorted. But I just realized it didn't actually do that this time. I wonder if OBS got an update that kind of like checks for it to make sure it doesn't happen. Because in the past it would default to like a weird default mic, but that default mic wouldn't be any of the many mics actually within the computer. Like it wouldn't be the internal one, it wouldn't be the one I have hooked up, it wouldn't be my webcam, it would say default, but it wouldn't be attached to anything. It would like default into nothing. And apparently they fixed that bug. They like making one-time use currencies, true. I wish the currencies had a little bit more interconnection and syncing. As I mentioned the other night, there are a few resources that are pretty good that way. Like gold and souls, for example, have a lot of syncs, as well as keys. Like those three systems are done pretty well. But a lot of the other systems in the game, they just don't really interconnect that well. Or have an infinite sync that really works properly. But gold, souls, and keys are about the only ones that really do have a proper gameplay loop. Not that the rest don't, it's just they don't have like an infinite way to keep going. Or they don't connect to other resources in a way that really work. If you have a troop and its boss equivalent, does it count as an extra? Not sure what you mean by that. They're completely different troops. So for example, like Atter and Scroll and Hatter Ascendants, for example, or whatever those two are called. Like those two count as two completely different troops that count towards Kingdom Upgrade. They count as completely different copies of troops. Because they are completely different troops. Because I'm pretty sure you're referring to the three wolves. The one that's normal, the one that's a boss troop, and the other one that's a boss troop. Because they're all counted as three individual troops for Magrim Woods. Each contributing to a star. For potentially up to 3 extra star levels. Even though they look nearly identical. Same as like Karandera and Rage Karandera. They both count as a separate troop that counts for Kingdom Upgrade. Even though their troop art is actually exactly the same. Like when I have the tier list for it, I literally have like an E over top of Enraged Karandera to denote that this one is enraged. Which is not really that needed because I generally put them both next to each other anyways. Because they're ranked pretty similarly. These are both basically utility troops you use for Curse depending on your situation. I would say Enraged Karandera is probably like slightly stronger. Even though I prefer this play style of like normal Karandera a bit more. Enraged Karandera is just more useful in the current meta. Mostly because of all of its immunities. It's one of only a few troops as well as arguably the strongest troop that has that mass immunity trait. That trait can get quite a bit of value, particularly in Guild War. It's used on heavy stealthy teams to make it so Zhul'kari has to target it directly. Ah, that's not the orb we wanted to end on. No, that is where we're ending though. Oh, that's unfortunate. A little bit of an unlucky one at the end there. But anyways, guys, any other questions? Otherwise, I think that'll wrap it up for now. We will be back tomorrow night, same time as always, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 hour prior to now tomorrow. We will be doing Fall Guys around noon tomorrow, and actually doing it this time. I got a bit caught up on Tuesday. But tomorrow, we will for sure be doing. It'll probably only be like an hour or two, maybe 3-hour stream. But we'll be doing the co-op thing, so if anyone wants to join in, feel free. As they have some kind of like co-op event going on, so we'll be doing that. And getting that done pretty quickly. And then just having a little bit of fun with it. But yep, that's pretty much the game plan for that. Aside from that, we'll have standard Gems of War stream as we do every night. Hour prior to now tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You guys know the drill. And tomorrow night, I'll mostly just have the class event. Class event for, what's it called? Class event for Orb Weaver. Orb Weaver, pretty strong hero class. Even more of a buff with some of the changes that they made recently. Most notably, it is used with Life and Death Weaver. It also has that Giant Spider summon, which honestly pretty much got a buff. Giant Spider ended up getting that one Spider Gem. So it does have that going for it. So it has the capability of creating purple on your turn while having purple link, while having a purple convert. So it did get like a very small buff technically from that change, which also gives Orb Weaver a buff indirectly. So similar to how when Web Spinner gets stronger, Arachne Weaver gets stronger. The same premise happens for Orb Weaver when Giant Spider gets stronger. And normally that's not something that happens, though the most recent patch actually did make Giant Spider stronger, which of course also in essence makes Web Spinner, Orb Weaver hero class, slightly stronger. But anyways, guys, we'll catch you later. Thanks for stopping by. Enjoy your week, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye, everyone. Thanks for watching. Definitely feel free to leave a like on the stream. Helps a lot and is greatly appreciated.